See, we should not be afraid.
Yeah.
We are public representative, but when it comes for the right, we have to stand for the right. You should not say that, okay, people may not vote for me. No, it's not like that. If something wrong has gone, we have to bring out the wrong and punish the culprits.
Politics is dynamic. Issues are changing. Expectations are high. This is where you'll hear our leaders speak. Are we ready? Let's start. Good evening, Ba.
Very good evening to you, sir.
After a long time.
Very good evening, sir.
You look nice. You look handsome still, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank
good.
you very
Very
much.
nice to see you.
You look strong too, sir.
Thank you. So how's life?
Good, sir?
Fine. Good.
Please come, sir.
Once again, I would like to express my pleasure and happiness to have met you today.
Thank you, sir.
I know you are very busy. I did not know that you have some family duties to perform.
Yes.
But you have spared your time. That shows you are really a public man. Thank you very much.
Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Thank you.
So this is free and frank talk with Loniak. It's not that we like to test your knowledge or your capability. The people already know you are a very efficient and effective legislator. But we like to bring to the awareness of the people so that they'll know the pros and cons, the positive, negative.
Right.
We have heard about you, you have read in the paper, but now for the first time your people see it.
Yes.
So you were a very efficient public servant.
Sir.
Not me who said, people who said.
Sir.
You are a very good MCS officer and you had 2 years stint only as an IS.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we miss you. You would have become a commissioner secretary.
Sir.
But even then, you became a legislator. Very rarely, Shangpliang, for the people from the civil service to win election in public life, especially from the rural areas,
Right.
from the urban years. Can you tell me the secret of your winning?
Well, sir, thank you so much. I had served for more than 30 years as a civil servant in the state. While I was serving the people of the state in various capacities, I made sure that I dedicated
Yes.
the services for the people.
Yeah.
When I was an officer, it was a dedication for the people of the state at large.
Yes.
And slowly that converted into my interest of
Very
going more deeper and working more closely with the people. And eventually the interest to join politics came only around 2015 when I thought that the next election would be in 2018.
Yeah.
So there were 3 years more to go.
Yeah,
And to prepare oneself for such a big battle. And that time in 2015 and 16, Mr. PNCM was in the top seat.
Yeah.
He was the chief executive member of the district council.
MLA, MDC
and
was.
MLA, MDC both. So then there were a lot of friends and relatives who had said that I should not venture into politics because I might not make it.
Yeah.
But I think the love of the people, then the dedication that I had for the people, that made me very strong. And I was quite confident right from the word go when I made up my mind that I should join the fray of the elections. So then I went ahead.
You tried for IAS also?
Yes, sir. Actually, before I joined the Meghalaya Civil Service, I had sat for the UPSC Civil Service, and I made it up to the written tests and all that. So, but I could not make it in the interview. And eventually, side by side, the MCS exam came in. So I appeared for the MCS, and then during the time that I was already an MCS officer, also I still had my mind that I should still go for IAS. And I sat for the exams again. I made it, but I didn't clear again in the interviews. So then I decided later that I should maybe.
See, I'll share you what I experienced during my tour to different parts of India. See, in Rajasthan and Gujarat, there's a certain scheduled tribe community called Dimina.
Yes.
See, Chief Minister of Gujarat was Narendra Modi at that time,
Right.
and Chief Minister of Rajasthan was a Congress Chief Minister. So together they fought for the welfare of and progress of these tribes.
Right.
Only that they had pressure on the center also.
Yes.
That these scheduled tribes were quite backward.
Yes.
So I think political push made them come ahead. I have met some of them. They are, not that they are not efficient, they are efficient, no doubt, but
Yes.
I can say our people are far better. So I need to leave that. I don't question the central government. Now that you have plunged into politics, it was really a surprise to many.
Yes, it was a surprise.
But when you became an MLA and your performance of the assembly has baffled the people, and they said, yes, we deserve him. Can you tell me, during these last 4 years, what were your main interests for the benefit of the people?
Yes, sir. So when I became a legislator, even before becoming, I prayed to God that He will bless me to be a representative of the people,
Yes.
where I could raise the voices and the concerns of the people
Yes, that's what.
at a platform that could change things, a platform that could bring a change for the people. And I thank God and I thank my people for having that kind of faith in me, and they made me an MLA of the Mausaram constituency. And right from the word go, the first time that I entered into the assembly, I raised pertinent questions, pertinent issues relating to the life and the hardships of the people.
What are the main subjects that you consider
Yes.
which are of great importance benefit to the people?
Yes. I considered 3 sectors
Yeah, 3.
to be very, very important. Number 1 is the health sector.
Yeah.
Second is the education sector, and the third was the farming sector.
Yeah. So these are very
Yeah.
important.
And they are actually very closely related and grassrooted to the people. And these are the 3 sectors where actually there's a lot of issues and problems on the ground.
Yeah.
And that's how I have been raising till date for the last 4 years on these particular issues.
Now, when you talk about health, I've been reading this National Family Health Survey because I did my research in that demography. I find that Meghalaya is still lagging far behind with regard to infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rate. Can you tell to the audience through this channel why it's still happening? We are comparable, even lesser than the Bimaru states, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and UP states at that time before the bifurcation and trifurcation.
Right.
Can you share why?
So it's like this. Now there are many factors that are responsible for the MMR and the IMR. The maternal mortality rate of Meghalaya is still the highest.
Yeah.
And the infant mortality rate is also still the highest. In spite of so much that the government is trying to do, there's so many interventions that have come in, just not from the state government, including the central government. Now, the question is, why is it still high?
Why?
Now, I would say this, number 1 is that there is a lack of awareness among the people.
Yeah.
Till date, sir, I must tell you that the home deliveries are still the highest.
Yes.
In spite of the government trying to do so much by providing health centers, including sub-centers. Now, even in sub-centers, they have kept qualified nurses just to help the women to come and deliver at the sub-centers, not just PHCs.
Yeah. Now you tell me, from Mausaram constituency, not Mausaram proper only, but down for the bordering Bangladesh, the people still fight shy of going to the hospital to give birth.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me why?
Why? Now, sir, that's what I'm saying, sir. There's a lack of awareness in the minds of the people. Now, who is to bring that kind of awareness? It is the government machinery. Now, the government machinery cannot say we have opened a hospital.
Yeah.
They cannot say we have opened a sub-center, so let the people go and deliver.
Yeah.
It's not like that, sir. We need to change the mindset of our women. Now we have Ashas. We have Ashas, we have got Anganwadi workers. Now what are they doing? Now how many Ashas have been able to bring such pregnant women to the government institutions where they could deliver? So, sir, what happens is the mindset of our people need to be changed.
Yeah, you change.
Now, our pregnant women, they remember hospital only when there is already complications.
Yes, complications.
And that is at the last stage. Then they call 108 or they call for an ambulance and they go to the hospital for. Now, we need to change the mind of the people. So, they do not take medicines.
Yeah.
Now, every time I have meetings, I keep saying the same. I said, all mothers, please do go and have your iron folic medicines. You need to have your vitamins. You need to have regular checkups. So, if really people really take care, I'm sure the IMR and the MMR will drop down.
But I find that even in the suburbs of Shillong, women, pregnant women, are quite hesitant. Perinatal care, postnatal care, go. Especially postnatal care, they think that everything ends there after giving birth.
They do not go, sir.
So, but as you said just now, when complications arise and when they are on the verge of death, then they remember to rush to hospital. So how to solve this problem? Don't you think we should work together with the darbars and the various stakeholders?
So more than the darbar, I feel that we have very strong system of Senglong Khamis. Senglong Khamis. So now this Senglong Khamis and the mothers group, I should say.
Yes.
We have like the Mothers Union in Garo Hills. We have the Senglong Khamis in Khasi Hills, and likewise. So these groups should be empowered rather.
Yeah.
I use the word empowerment because they should be given more responsibility.
Yeah, more responsibility.
So that they will, take along these other women. So now we have under the NRLM.
Yes.
Under the NRLM project of the government, now they are encouraging women folk to form self-help groups.
Yes, sir.
Now every meeting that I go, that they invite me for self-help group meetings, this is the first word that I use at them.
Yes, very right. You have done very right.
I said, as women, you have to help your other women.
Yeah.
I said, look, formation of an SHG of a women group means for economic sustainability. Yes, it also speaks about your maintenance of good health. If you do not have good health, then how are you going to do the economic activities?
Very good.
So that's why, sir, I say that these women groups should be empowered and they should be given more responsibilities to change the mindset of our women in the rural areas.
Yeah. Now to supplement what I have just said, see now many of the people have become Christians of different denominations.
Yes.
I used to stress in my own denomination that women should be empowered. So there's no use to preach about life to come, unless we preach about the quality of life now also.
Exactly,
so we should, of course, life after death also is important. We don't live forever in this world. But the quality of life, don't you feel that the church should pay special attention to the health of the women?
Absolutely, sir. See, these are all stakeholders.
Yeah.
Now, all stakeholders should take responsibilities of bringing up a healthy environment in the society. Now, when I talk of society, I mean women, children, men, everybody, sir. So now, if you talk about the role of the church, now yes, it is the responsibility of the church also to propagate and advocate these health issues.
Yeah. Quality of life. Quality of women, pregnant women, very neat. And see, now with regard to health, as we have said, now the government of India has brought out this special scheme, the special medicine, costly medicines to be given at the cost of 10% of the cost. We call them some name, I forgot, because it's Hindi name.
Yes.
But here I find Meghalaya, we don't have that kind of facilities, where you need only 120 square feet and they keep employment opportunity to retired LNM, unemployed Anganwadi workers, qualified paramedic person, And this they get the benefit also.
So, see, different states have different interventions. Now, what Meghalaya can adapt, they should come up with their own interventions.
Yeah.
I would not say that they should just replicate whatever the government of India says, but they should come up with some kind of a system where they could intervene and change the mindset of our women. So, coming to the IMR now, infant mortality rate. Can you imagine, sir, that I got to learn from a report, because I'm also a member in the Women Empowerment Committee of the Assembly. When we went to Garo Hills, I asked the doctor, I said, why is it that there is such high infant mortality rate here in Garo Hills? Then he said, sir, can you believe that there are instances when the baby has just been born and the baby is exposed without being covered?
Simple hygiene.
Simple hygiene, sir. And the baby is exposed because it is hot. So the climate is hot and the baby is exposed in the bed without covering. And the baby got hypothermia.
That's dangerous.
Dangerous. So hypothermia, it got pneumonia and it died. So in rural areas, these are the things that need to be intervened in. People need to be educated. So women or mothers or young mothers should be educated.
Yeah.
So, sir, there is also a scheme, centrally sponsored scheme by the Prime Minister called the PMBBY. Now, under PMBBY, the first pregnant mother would get a rupees of 5,000 to encourage her to go to every health center and get herself checked up and take regular medicines. Now, when I inquired about it, I got to learn that even the process is taking so long. To open an account, then the branch manager would say, you bring this paper, that paper, and then by the time all the process is completed, that pregnant mother is already tired to go again and again to the bank. So, sir, that's why I said that the interventions has to be simplified, system has to be simplified, and provide door-to-door facilities to such people.
See, to add to what you just said, even us, even educated people like us, if we go to the bank once, twice, thrice, and we don't get things done, we get fed up.
We get fed up.
We close the bank account there and open another bank.
Somewhere else.
But in villages, you don't have so many banking facilities. I think this is very important. The government should note this.
They should note, sir. I had raised this issue in the floor of the house relating to this particular scheme. So I hope that the government is doing something in this regard.
Now, you see, now when women give birth in advanced countries, they give paternity leave also.
Yes.
Don't you think it's high time for the central government and also state government to take note of this?
No, but we have, sir.
We have
paternity leave for the husbands or the fathers in our state also.
I don't know.
But how many of them do take paternity leave, sir? They don't want to take. So
no, but those who are working, mother is working, they have to help the wife.
Absolutely, sir.
Oh, they don't. Even I don't know that's paternity leave.
It is there, sir. It is
how
there.
many months?
I think it is about 2 months, sir.
That's very good.
Yes.
Because it could help the wife.
Yes.
Because nowadays to get domestic workers is very difficult.
Yeah, very difficult.
Very difficult. And to stay especially in the urban areas, in a small rented house, where the hygiene is very bad.
Very bad.
You need a man who runs around.
Help out in
we
carrying
complement
water,
each other, no?
Complement, yes.
So it's good. Now we're coming back to the health facilities. Now I find that in rural areas, I don't know in Muslim area, I've gone to West Khasil, Nongson and all, even Nongspung. Sometimes medicines are lacking in their dispensaries. They get service from the doctors, they get service from the nurses. For medicine, they have to rush to Shillong.
True.
How do you encounter these problems?
So it is a problem. It's just not in the areas that you have heard or you have visited. I think it is a universal problem throughout the state. I should say about my area first. In my constituency, medicines do not arrive on time.
Yes.
And many a times the doctor has to prescribe for medicines to be bought from the market. I wonder, when the pharmacy is just about 50 meters away from the PHC, and the medicines are available in that particular pharmacy and it's not available in the hospital.
Yeah.
Now, I did intervene quite many a times when I learned that they did not even have the IV, like to give drips to the patient. So I had to intervene through the DHS, and then the DHS had to say to the DMHO. Then the DMHO says, "Oh, it is lying here. The doctor did not collect." Now, sir, I don't know how do they evolve a system that why should they wait for the doctor to come and collect?
Yeah.
They
Doctors
should
are
have
busy, no?
busy.
They are very
So they
busy.
should have a system where the DMHO should see that all these medicines meant for particular hospitals or PHCs or CHCs are delivered.
Yeah.
Somebody has to do the transportation. Besides medicines, sir, now I would say there is lack of infrastructure.
Yeah, that's true. In most
Serious
of the hospitals in the villages.
Serious lack of infrastructure. Now there are buildings, government is very fast in constructing, but you don't see equipments. You don't see infrastructures. You don't see X-ray machines. You don't see ultrasound machines. That is another problem. The biggest problem is, sir, now manpower. Manpower, sir. There are hospitals where CHCs should have not less than 4 doctors.
Yes.
But now you find CHCs having only 1 doctor.
Maximum 2.
Maximum 2. And the second doctor is an Ayush. Now, what would that Ayush doctor do? How many people would go and take Ayush medicines?
Ayush will be the last resort as it is now.
Absolutely, sir. For instance, sir, in Dangar PHC, the doctor resigned in the month of June last year.
Mm-hmm. Any replacement?
There was no replacement. The replacement came only when I raised my voice in the assembly. And the next day, the doctor was posted after I raised it in the assembly. So for 10 months, how can a PHC run without a doctor? So these are the factors, no, sir?
It's like a car running without a driver.
Absolutely, sir. So then I was inquiring, is that what happened then when the patients come? They said, no, whatever that the nurses can do, they do at the level.
I have not been to Dangar site almost now, but I have gone to certain dispensaries or PHCs. I find that some buildings are in very dilapidated conditions.
They are.
Especially in our area of Giant Hills. I don't know how. Do you forget that doctors are also human beings? Nurses are human beings. How they could work in such conditions, I wonder. The government should take care of this. Thank you, Himalaya Shangpliang. Like paternity leave, I never knew. I took, maybe because I don't have any more children.
Yes, sir.
Now. But I learned from you. Now I can tell others also.
Yes,
because coming from you is realistic.
Sir.
Now we have spent time on health. What is another important subject that concerns the public and the future of the society especially?
So it's education sector.
Education.
Yeah.
We are going to build or destroy the future generation through the system that the government introduced.
Right, sir.
Now, the teachers are on strike.
Yes.
Since the last few months.
Right.
Then they refuse to correct the strips.
Right.
I don't know what's happening in the state. Right. We have written also in the paper. Can you elaborate? You are in the assembly and you must have been also a member of some committee.
Yes.
What's happening actually?
Well, sir, the whole education sector is in a mess, in one single words. If I should start with the infrastructure first.
Yeah, infrastructure.
All the government LP schools in the whole state are in dilapidated conditions.
Government LP schools.
Government LP schools. I'm not talking about the private schools.
Yeah, government,
I'll stick only to the government schools. There are schools where their roofs have been blown off. There are schools where there are no furnitures. There are schools where it has turned into a cattle shed. This is the condition of the school buildings in our state. LP schools in the rural areas, in the remotest. Now let us not talk about school buildings around the town or on the suburbs of the town.
Yeah.
But I'm a rural man. I tour the rural areas of the whole state and I know how they are, the conditions. Sir, Government LP schools, they have about 2 to 3 teachers. And the enrollment is pathetic, sir. Enrollment is barely 5 students, barely 10 students. Now, how will the parents send their children in that kind of a condition of a school when there is not even a bench to sit, there is not even a desk to write, and there is no blackboards, nothing? I have raised this issue time and again in the assembly, and till date, I have not seen any response from the government,
no improvement
whatsoever.
See, I'll share with you. In 1991, every year ending 1 indicate there's a census operation, except 2021 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. In 1991, we had a census operation.
Right.
And then in 1994, the central government conducted special investigation on a sampling basis, certain schools in throughout the country, even in Northeast. I don't know what happens now, because education is a concurrent subject. It's the duty of the central government also. It seems the central government does not bother much about the northeastern state, or what, I don't know.
No, sir, it's not a fact, sir. I would like to say this. Now, if I talk about SSA school teachers, now SSA school teachers are also funded by the central government.
Yes.
Now, a portion of it also is to be borne by the state government. Like I raised in the recent assembly, I know for a fact that there was more than 100 crores of rupees that was spent, that was sent by the central government.
More than 100 crores of rupees.
Yeah, and that was sent for the salary of the SSA teachers.
What year?
So what has happened, sir? The last year, 21-22. Now the state government was supposed to give its share. Now the state government has not been able to provide the share, and that is how the salary has not been released to the school teachers. Now, if that is the way that the government functions in providing the assistance and the salaries to the teachers, which is their right and is due to them. So therefore, sir, definitely when the teachers don't get salary, don't get paid, so there is no enthu in them nor the interest to work. That is why you would always find that there are no school teachers going to the rural areas. I have said this time and again that the school teachers, government school teachers, most of them, they stay in the town in Shillong, and they just rent out their job to some people.
Contract basis.
On contract basis. So then how do we? Now government has introduced MTET. Now MTET teachers only are eligible to teach.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, sir, that in a Bengali school of Sonatola in my area, where it is a Bengali medium, a Khasi boy has been posted.
To teach?
To teach.
He knows Bengali, that boy?
He doesn't know. So this is the condition, sir. Now in a Garo school, with a Garo medium, now another Khasi boy was sent. Now how will they communicate?
Square peg in round hole.
So I raised the same issue again and again.
See,
so
I think I'll share with you. Don't you think that inspection and supervision from the government side is very much lacking? I don't know why.
It is lacking.
It's not. During olden days, we were there. These inspector, deputy, now they call district special education officer, sub-district special education officer. We used to see them every 3 months.
Yes.
And we were very afraid of them.
Yes, they do. And they
because
have.
I taught in school sometimes.
And they exercise their authority very, very powerfully.
But
very
now,
strongly.
Lethargic.
They hardly go, sir.
So you have raised this in the issue.
Yes, sir.
It's very pathetic. Now we'll also, through you, and through this paper, we'll share with the people. We should not be complacent.
No. Look at the ad hoc teachers, sir. I'll talk a little bit about the ad hoc teachers. The ad hoc teachers, they were already recommended by the 5th Pay Commission.
Yeah.
The 5th Pay Commission has already given them all the privileges for their retirement benefits. Now the retirement benefits is quite high, it's beyond 5 lakhs. Till now, the state government has not implemented that retirement benefit for the ad hoc. No. The 5th Pay Commission had recommended way back, sir. How many years back? So that is why the system
Yes,
inside the education department is already sick. So people who are there are already falling sick, and they don't have any more strength to continue with their profession.
See, they used to say that when a fish gets spoiled,
Yes.
it first gets rotten from the head and then come to the stomach. Still is naturally. So I feel, with due apology to the whoever holds it, I think the system should be rectified from the head.
I'll come to the college. Now let us talk about Kiang Nombak College.
Yeah.
Now Kiang Nombak College,
Government college.
Government college in Joy has an enrollment of more than 1,200 students.
1,200.
And their the first year students are more than 400. Now they had to cram themselves in a room for English class. Now, English class is a common class.
Common, yeah.
So everybody has to come.
Art,
science, everybody. So half of the students are standing in the veranda.
In Kiang Nombak College, government college.
Yes, sir. So we had we had known why, because we went from the Public Accounts Committee. Then we came to see that yes, the situation is bad. So then we had also already recommended to the government that they should either get the room extended or create another
section,
another hall for this English class,
or create another
section. That is one. Then you have morning classes in Kiang Nombak, and then morning classes, the teachers are paid a meager 5,000 rupees.
How much?
5,000 rupees.
Salary per month?
Yes.
Oh, 5,000 per
month, sir, per month. And they were asking for a salary of 25,000. Till date, I do not know whether the government considered
that's a crime.
So that's why, sir. How do you expect the education system or the education sector to flourish? When the teachers themselves are discouraged, then how would they impart education to the students?
See, we need a revamp or something to be done.
Yeah, something is
I'll share with you. Earlier, primary education was run by the respective autonomous district councils.
Oh, yes.
When they failed, government took over and appointed an administrator. Yes. After they were revamped, they were given back to the district council. Right. Again, they failed. Government started that SK Data Commission report. Yes. On the basis of this SK Data Commission report, government took over primary education in the year 1993 December. Right. Of course, this system should also prevail. If you fail, central should take for the benefit of the students. But I don't know, something we will take this issue very much. Thank you. You have taken up this very much through this channel. So, what you feel about other schools especially in rural sector? I'll tell you what I found. How do you feel, especially Mountain Ram, far away places? How do they function? Do they have enough teachers?
No, they don't have, sir. That's what I'm saying. There are schools where there is excess teachers. There are schools where there is no teachers, or they have just one teacher and there are a lot of students. So this is somehow it is not uniform.
Yeah.
You know, the distribution of the teachers is not uniform, and that is why education is failing, no matter what.
So as I reiterate again that unless the inspection level by the officers and staff, and unless they are brought to the notice government, education will still be an mess. It will be a sick department.
So, see, now if there is a school with just 5 students and you have 3 teachers there, you're wasting government money. And why? Though the government very well knows what kind of teachers are there and how many teachers are there, they should have just done a little bit of roster and try to find out and give the best education to the children. If there are 5 students only, so let there be 1 teacher.
1 teacher.
Take out those 2 teachers and put in some school where they need more teachers.
I don't understand this uniformalization. I know of some schools, I will not name here. 17 students and 4 teachers.
Yes.
And in another school, same area, but quite far apart, 200 students, only 1 teacher. I don't know how the system works.
That's what, sir. Now, of course, we did get some good buildings under the ADB fund. Now, ADB funded schools are...
But ADB is only for buildings, no?
No, only for buildings. I'm talking buildings, buildings and furnitures with equipment. So those has come to a bit handy, but it is very sad to note that the previous government, the Mukul Sangma's government, had sanctioned a lot of residential schools.
Yes.
Now, those residential schools were under construction till 2018. Now, after this government came in, they have stopped releasing funds to complete those buildings. Now, all those schools are still in the incomplete condition.
You correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Under ADB, at least they get 1.5 crores.
Yes.
Minimum. And some schools get 2.6 crores. Now, some schools have completed.
Yes.
But some schools have not yet been completed. They didn't get the money.
No, I'm not talking ADB. I'm talking about the state-funded schools.
Oh, state-funded schools.
Yeah. I'm talking about the state-funded schools, which are called residential schools.
Residential schools.
Yes. So the concept of the residential school was that in a particular area, say one is in Lauba now, which is under construction, left without being completed. That was supposed to cater as a residential school for the children of that whole area. So now government need to take up that. Otherwise, these are going to reflect very badly under the CAG, because the CAG will pull up, saying that you have wasted public money.
And only will put in record. CAG
record.
And this is available to all government departments, even the whole of India can read it. And you'll have a crim picture of the whole state of Meghalaya. School you have brought to the notice. That means residential school.
The other most important factor I would like to talk here is about the midday meal schools.
Now they call PM Poshan. PM Poshan, midday meal scheme.
So what's happening? Midday meals are not uniformly given in all the schools. There are schools which have kitchens. There are schools which do not have kitchens. Schools which do not have kitchens are cooked somewhere outside and brought. Sometimes brought, sometimes not brought. And there are schools where they provide midday meal only once a week. Now, the education department should be alert from what I'm speaking today.
Yeah, should be alert. It's good you brought this.
Now, they must pull up such authorities where midday meals are not being provided. And if this report of not being provided, midday meal not being provided, goes to the government of India, the PM's office is going to pull them out very badly.
But in every school they are supposed to have BEC, no?
They do some. But there are schools in rural areas. I'm talking about rural.
Or rural areas.
So in rural area, everything is in a mess.
Now we are talking about this midday meal scheme. Now we call it PM Poshan. Yes. They say that they keep this fortified rice, vitaminous rice. Do all the villages get this fortified rice to supplement the body requirement?
I would not like to say anything on that. I would like the department to go and conduct a spot inspection. Let them find out by themselves whether you really are giving fortified rice to all the schools. But I would not like to comment much on this. I think it is better for the department. I have raised that much. It is good for them to go.
And it's good you have highlight this issue.
And the other important thing, now if you do not pay the cook, who's going to cook the food? The cook who is appointed to cook the midday meals, they do not get their salary. This is the condition. So
I'm very
it's
happy.
It's like opening a Pandora's box here.
But that is what to do. We have to think of the future generation of our country, of our society. And if they are not well taken care of, and if things goes astray, who are to be blamed? We are to be blamed.
Absolutely.
And if that happens, many of us will be dead. And then curse will be on the society that produce such kind of leaders. I feel very sorry in this. Do you feel that remedies can be done if government sends here?
Why not, sir?
Inspection.
Yes. Just not inspection. Pull up.
Punish.
Penalize. These are the things we should be. We should be strong.
Yeah, that's what I like. Punish and penalize those.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you treat the culprits and the goodies same thing,
No.
then there will be no result.
See, we should not be afraid.
Yeah.
We are public representative, but when it comes for the right, we have to stand for the right. You should not say that, okay, people may not vote for me. No, it's not like that. If something wrong has gone, we have to bring out the wrong and punish the culprit.
You remind me of Churchill, Winston Churchill. During the Second World War, he went to meet the soldiers in the front.
Yes.
They told him, "Sir, you are a prime minister. You cannot go and meet. You risk your life in danger." What my soldiers? Don't they risk their life? They die for me and for you. That's why I like. And his example was partly responsible for the victory of Great Britain and the Allies. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
A man, a leader, leads from the front.
We should be leading from the front.
Unfortunately, when peace prevailed, they found no use for Churchill because he was considered to be a leader during the crisis.
Yes.
And Clement Attlee came, no?
Came in after
And
that.
history cannot be denied, but it's a fact. But I like your statement. Culprits should be booked and punished. And those who are doing good work should be rewarded. Should be rewarded. Yes. Because if we are trying to be same to all, then there's no result in the end.
Then it shows weakness.
Weakness.
That you are able to compromise with everything.
But Himalaya Shangpliang, I learned many things from you. I hope I'm not outdated. Huh?
No, sir, you're not outdated.
Now, if you dwell too much on education, there are other departments that will be left out. Now, Meghalaya has got about 75-80% rural population, namely farmers, and hardly 15-25% urbanites. What do you find from your experience about these farmers, rural population, who are our mainstay, for example? Can you elaborate on this?
Yes, sir. So, agriculture is the mainstay of the people. Now, 80% of the people of Meghalaya are agriculturists and farmers. Now, sir, we need to pay attention to this big population of farmers. I can understand that the government has a lot of programs, a lot of schemes that are routinely provided as per the books. That so much money has been given for this sector, that sector, and this sector. We could see some changes in the last few years that yes, the farmers' condition has slightly improved. I would not say that, I would not be a very negative person where the improvement is concerned, but I think there is lots to be done.
Still lots to be done.
Still lots to be done for the farmers of the state. Sir, I would say this, that during the COVID, we have seen how the farmers have suffered. We really saw how the farmers, I personally have gone around and seen, I've seen with my own eyes hillocks of cabbages being left on the hills, not attended,
not harvested,
not sold. I met the owners of that hill who were the farmers, and they were literally crying.
Especially in our Laikor area,
yes, Laikor, Smith,
up to
Morankening.
Yes,
whole belt, sir.
I stay around there.
Okay. So the whole belt, the farmers were crying.
Even in Maukuria area also.
Yes. Then, when I tried to find out, I was told that there were some middlemen who had come and they were trying to exploit these farmers. At a very, very cheap price. The cabbage that would have been sold in Yodo around by 10 rupees a kg, they were asking for 3 rupees a kg. And the farmer said, it is best that I do not cut and harvest the cabbage, let it rot in the hill, rather than give it away for 3 rupees.
It's an indirect insult.
Yes, sir. So we did try to come to the government from my end. We did raise these issues. There was those COVID committees where we had raised these issues. That the government said there is a 1917 team that would go and intervene and buy these products and then would sell. But how much? 1917 is a team that would go and buy these products from the farmers and go and sell it to help the farmers.
That was very minimal, I think.
Very minimal, and there were not too many teams who could do. So the cabbage that comes out in that whole area, I just took out a rough estimate, was on a daily basis 5 tons a day.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be for the Guwahati market and the Calcutta market. So that was the condition of the farmers. So there was no relief given to the farmers at that point of time. I felt very, very bad for that, sir. Then, sir, I saw again, when I visited the Kli Uduk personally, then I found...
You went to Kli Uduk personally?
Yes, sir. Then I found that the Yew Dilang, what they call the Yew Dilang, the wholesale, is such a small area. Then I had already told that they have to do something. Either shift that Yew Dilang somewhere else or improve the facilities there. Government comes with a decision that we will open rural markets in the suburb of the town during the COVID time. So one was at Dingpon, one was supposed to be in Smith, one was supposed to be in Mauyong. We kept on repeating, where are the markets? We never saw the markets. So these were the conditions that the farmers had to undergo. So till date, the farmers are suffering. Secondly, when I first entered the floor of the house, my first lecture or my first motion, the motion that I raised was on the farmers. 2018, sir. And the topic that I raised was to convert broomstick, bay leaf, and black pepper from forest product to agriculture product.
But you succeeded in that.
Sir, it was not easy. I had to convince, after 3 sessions of the assembly, it was a budget session, they done the autumn session, again came the budget session, then only then the government heard my voice and they declared the forest products into agricultural products to these 3 items. Sir, you won't believe, it has been such a boon to all the farmers. Now, that broomstick farmers who used to sell broomstick at 50 rupees a kg, right now the cost of broomstick is 130 rupees per kg.
Very good. Very good you have done.
And you won't believe, sir, people had left all the hills like a jungle. But now, the moment it converted into agricultural products, they all went and cleaned up the hills, and now everybody is harvesting bamboo.
That means Tejpata also, bay leaf.
Bay leaf, then
black
even
pepper.
the black pepper.
Black pepper has got medicinal
Yes, sir.
advantage.
Then it used to be sold at rupees 300, 350 maximum. Right now, sir, the market price of black pepper is 950 rupees a kg.
See, like turmeric was publicized and now it's capturing the market, not only here, even in foreign countries. And hopefully, black pepper also is gaining.
It is gaining.
Because as I used to say, I have written, all these spices attracted the colonial powers of the West, no? British, French came.
We had wars.
Wars.
For spices.
And when we never realized the value of spices, it depends on others. Thank God you are from here. So now, black pepper is also popularized as a medicinal product, no? So, very good.
It's good, sir.
So now, the only thing with our farm, I like to elaborate on what you have said earlier, that Lad Smith, Anak Nukrem, I really appreciate the entrepreneurship of the people. They started opening the shop. And now, from the city, they have come to buy vegetables there. In Lad Smith, Lad Nukrem, Pernai. I've seen, even meat they have come to buy from there.
Yes, sir.
So it shows that the people are quite enterprising. They don't lie idle. And what is important is that we should help the farmers, as you said. See, a certain period of time, I've seen this, like Umpana, they have sold these vegetables at throwaway prices. Because early evening, early night, they exported even to Sulcha, even to Nagaland. When they reached there, the price demanded was less. So who will help the farmers? Can you tell me?
that is what I say, that the government should come up with some kind of a system,
So mechanism should
a
be there.
mechanism, where there should be some people who do the linkages.
Yeah.
The marketing link should be there. Okay. Then there should be the production link, market link. Like, sir, now you say there is a program called Focus. The state government is providing financial assistance to every farmer at a cost of rupees 5,000 per farmer.
Do all the farmers know this?
They know. Many of them have been provided. They say that they form a group. In that group, it may be 5 farmers or 10 farmers.
Like SHG type.
Yeah, SHG types. So these people are given 5,000 rupees
Each.
Suppose there are 10 farmers, then they get 50,000 rupees. With that 50,000 rupees, these farmers, they think how to go ahead in expanding their business or their growth. My concern is only one here, that if you have given 5,000 rupees to that particular farmer, once that 5,000 rupees is exhausted, what do you do next?
Yeah. You are at a loss.
Is the government going to come in again? Or the farmer is left in the lurch? Now, this is an issue which I had raised in the House, and I was assured by the Chief Minister that there will be linkages. So now those linkages should be linked to the farmer, that before his 5,000 is exhausted, he should know where to link himself, so that the flow of assistance and the flow of the resources continues.
That means, as I agree with you, that means there should be a periodical follow-up.
Absolutely.
Before the farmers are in distress.
Yes.
Good.
It should be like that.
Now here in our hills, especially most of the hills are not flatlands suitable for cultivation of crops. Don't you feel that irrigation is a very important irrigation?
It does.
Especially irrigation should be flow, not by electrical power, because this irregular supply power, again the flow water will be restricted. Don't you feel that irrigation is very important, and if any, it should be flow?
So irrigation, there are different types of irrigation. You can have canal irrigation, you can have drip irrigations.
Drip irrigation mostly in the Rewar region.
In the Rewar area, because they cultivate betel leaf. So the government should come in a big way in providing assistance to all our farmers. Now you see, if you see in the whole War belt and also in Garo Hills, now the most popular cultivation now is betel nut, areca nut. So even areca nut requires a little bit of irrigation at the initial stage. So we have to provide that kind of a system. Now coming to the betel nuts, of late there has been a disease called yellow disease. Yes, and that disease is been eating the tree, the trunk of the betel nut. Now this disease has become very, very infectious, and it's killing acres and acres of.
That means spread is very rapid, no?
Very, very rapid, sir.
Then what
so I had raised this issue in the floor of the House, that the government should provide relief to the betel nut farmers. Now betel nut farmers are in distress now. They need relief. They need to be provided with mechanisms and with medicines to combat this particular disease.
And they need relief. They need also a package to sustain their life.
So I hope the government is taking steps to rectify or to provide that kind of a relief. And I also suggested that they should get the ICAR involved in detecting the reason for the thing, for.
Don't you feel that, for example, like a person going to doctor regular checkup, need not wait for the disease to happen?
Yes.
Need not wait for the disease to be, fatal?
Yes.
Don't you feel that the crops also need regular supervision?
They should.
Before the disaster happens?
They should.
You see, in foreign countries, the inspectors, government inspectors come regularly to check. They don't wait.
They don't wait.
Till it happens. Don't you feel that?
Yeah. It should be. That's why we as public representative, it is our duty to bring it in front of the government, the problems of the people. I did it because I found that my farmers, my betel nut farmers, are facing that problem. Now, it is the same in Garo Hills, it is the same everywhere in Jaintia Hills, because this particular disease is spreading like anything. So, it is up to the government now to really come up in a strong way to fight.
Emergency.
Yeah, it's an emergency.
Declared an emergency for the
case.
farmers.
Yes.
See, after all, the bread and butter depends on this cash crop.
True, sir. True.
Yeah, very good. You have brought. There are many things we. Now, before we end, I'll ask you. I'm not testing you. Huh? You are very intelligent. I still remember you came for the training conducted by Pre-IS Training Center.
Oh, yes,
remember?
sir, yes.
B.W. Roy was the director at that time.
Your memory is very good, sir.
And Franklin was superintendent or something. You did. I taught mathematics, mathematical reasoning. Hey, you are very bright. I was surprised that you were an arts background.
Yes.
You did well in mathematics. So I'll have this rapid fire question.
Okay.
Who was the first Khasi Chief Minister of Meghalaya?
First Khasi Chief Minister, DDP? Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Who was the first Speaker of Meghalaya?
R.S. Lingdo?
Yeah, Professor. Who was the only independent Chief Minister of Meghalaya?
Independent Chief Minister.
He belonged to no party.
Oh, okay. Dr. Khong Lam?
Yeah, Dr. F.A. Khong Lam. The year of Chinese aggression into India?
1962?
Yes. You remember the month?
Anyway, August?
That is not correct.
Okay.
October, of course.
October.
Correct. Year of Bangladesh liberation?
1971?
Yes, March 21. That was the year in which the census was postponed by 1 month.
Yes.
Generally, the record date is sunrise of 1st March.
Yes.
But this time was sunrise of 1st April.
1st April.
April Fool, but this was April wise. Year for Autonomous State of Meghalaya? Year?
Autonomous State of Meghalaya, 1972.
That was full statehood.
Oh, acha, the year
Autonomous State.
Autonomous State. Was it 71?
70. Who was the architect of India's constitution?
Ambedkar.
There were many members there, but the one man was main architect.
The main architect, Dr. Ambedkar?
Yeah, and he belonged to Shil caste.
Yes.
According to you, who was the best, I'm not saying the person, who was the best Prime Minister of India? Not the present one, the best was. Who was the best Prime Minister of India?
According to me. Okay, Indira Gandhi.
Tough, huh?
Yes.
Iron Lady, they call her.
Yes.
Though she paid for the price, but she won the election
But she
again.
won the election.
Who was the first colored, black actually, colored president of the United States of America?
Barack Obama?
His full name, you remember? Barack Hussein Obama.
Okay. I missed the Hussein.
Kenyan Muslim.
Acha, okay.
Who was the first president of India?
First president, Rajendra Prasad.
Yeah, Dr. Rajendra
Dr.
Prasad.
Rajendra Prasad.
He won from the Congress now last time?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me who was the founder of Indian National Congress?
Founder of the Indian National Congress, A.O. Hume.
Hey, you're very correct. Alan, he was an Indian civil servant.
Yes.
He taught for the British. Of course, we don't know his ulterior motive, but later on was taken over by the Indian.
Yes.
And the first president was a Bengali, no?
Correct.
Mr. Bose, C.R. Bose. At that time, they never called a Bengali party.
No, they didn't.
Anyway, at that time, Calcutta was the capital of India. No?
True.
Who was the architect of UDP? Architect. There were many who were responsible for the formation of United Democratic Party. Who was the main architect?
Architect of UDP. Okay.
He died, of course.
Okay. Is it B.B. Lingdo?
He was next, of course.
Okay.
You can call architect, but Ikimolong was with him.
Okay.
So, brother-in-law, no?
Okay. So, Ikom Maulong.
Now, who was the founder of BJP, more or less? Because there were no, it was a all along voyage before finalization. But the man who started,
BJP.
he was congressman.
He was a congressman?
He was congressman earlier.
I'm sorry.
Mukherjee, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. But of
Ah,
course,
okay,
that
Shyama
was
Prasad.
a bit
Yeah,
complicated.
Shyama Prasad.
Do you know the founder of NPP?
Yes, Puno Esangma.
Puno Kaktak Sama. Who was the main founder of communism? Or the man who paved the way for communism? He wrote the Communist Manifesto, the Das Capital.
Karl Marx?
Karl Marx. You are studying political science.
No.
From?
Yeah, I did pol science. Yes, in my BA.
What mean paper?
No, I graduated as in English.
English.
English honors.
I thought you know so much. So only one wrong. So that means you got 95%, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, your brain is still sharp.
No, sir.
Your father, what age he is now?
My dad is 91.
He's active.
Yes, very active. He's still writing.
Can you beat your father?
I don't think I can.
With the
beat
blessing of God, you should.
I don't think he's still writing books at this age.
And I'll read these names to you.
Okay.
There are 10. There are many more. I'll read slowly. Roland Bilingdo, R. Bilingdo. His brother James Ringdo.
Okay.
John Milton Jala.
Okay.
H. Arthur David Sawyam. Jo Sing Siem.
Okay.
Maclan D. Rapthap. Frank Roy. Teddy Wilson Pakenteng.
Okay.
Turner Chalam. Terence KG. 10. There are many. I'll read.
Okay.
Can you repeat? The order need not be the same. 10 of them are there.
R.V. Lingdo, James Lingdo, then the Terence Kaji,
Yes.
then the T.W. Pakanteng,
Yes.
then you have Turner Chalam, and then the who else?
Yeah. Two more left.
Two more left. I said Terence Kaji, no?
Yeah, you have said.
Yeah. Yes.
One very famous man, always a rebel type, fair complexion.
I forgot.
From JR.
Oh, our Tukibla.
Yes, Kibla.
Yeah.
No. Good. So you miss only John Milton Jala.
Oh, Jala, Mr. Jala, yes.
Good.
Yes.
What did they have in common? What did they have in common?
What did all these people have in common?
Yeah.
Okay. They were all Indian Administrative Service officers, IAS officers.
Yes, no? Good. All right. So you are doing still well. Your brain is still sharp.
Thank you,
You
sir.
still remember. So as I said earlier, I reiterate again.
Yes.
You have the gene of your father in you.
Thank you, sir.
Even your mother lived quite long.
Yes.
And your family is quite illustrious, huh?
Yes.
You have to admit that.
True.
I know them, Rekha in Nehu, Lorita is there.
Yes. Anjali.
So I hope, now I'll come back to this farmers issue. Now, don't you feel that our farmers are not so educated like those in Punjab and Haryana, where they challenged the government for 15 months,
Right.
continuous strike.
True, sir.
900 of them died. And in the end, the power of Modi had to yield to them. And even they paid the price against him in the election.
Yes.
And Punjab came with
And they
Aam
lost.
Admi Party.
True.
Don't you feel that our farmers here need guidance? Of course, you had there from your legislators. Don't you feel that the lobby should be very strong and enlightened people should help them?
True, sir. I strongly feel, yes, that we should really back up and support our farmers. As many as educated and literate persons that we are in the state, be it public representatives, be it political leaders, be it school teachers or anybody. So we should always be behind them and guide them, because they are the backbone for the society, because without them we would not be getting food to eat. Without them we would not be getting our vegetables and the meat and all that. So when I say farmers, means they are meat farmers, they are vegetable farmers, they are everybody, sir. Fish farmers.
So they're all to what you have said, very right. Now, most of these educated youths are unemployed. Don't you feel that beside the learning skill development, that they should come to farming, educated farmers? You see in America, UK and all, most of these educated people
Yes.
go to farming.
True.
And they control the government.
True, sir. They should.
10% farmers control the government.
See,
Now we have got 75% farmers
yes,
and they're badly treated.
there's no more room for white collar jobs.
Yeah, no more room, yeah.
Okay, so now our youths should look towards other sectors. Some of them have got skills for different areas, but I feel that those boys and girls who come from rural background, who are educated in the town, should go back to their home in the village and help their parents in propagating or enlarging their farming sector.
I feel that if you have got, now it's May, you have still got 7 months. So once Christmas comes, you cannot continue.
Sir.
If you can conduct one tour, not going outside, to visit places like Nashik in Maharashtra, where you see the advanced farmers, or you go to beyond Pune, don't you feel it's good?
It is.
There you get educated farmers,
It
graduate.
Yes.
They have no job, so even training.
Even in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, they are all doing that.
Yeah, it's good, no?
We should encourage our young boys and girls to take up farming.
Because you have done very well in PSC, but still, how many have got access to that kind of report?
True.
Even the press cannot cover all the different
They
pages.
cannot. They cannot.
So therefore, I think that's good.
There's one last issue relating to how to help the farmers.
Yes.
Is if we can provide the minimum support price to them.
Yes, minimum support. But minimum support price should not be as per government
No,
calculation.
it should not be, sir. It should be as per the market
The market value plus 50%
Yes.
of the various factors involved, like transport and all. See, farmers
I had raised this issue in the floor of the house that the government should strongly consider the minimum support price for the farmers in certain areas only. It could be certain items, so that these farmers
like vegetables and potatoes.
And that's it. So then they get that kind of a relief, and then they get that kind of support.
So, Himalaya Shangpliang, you have really baffled me. I thought that you have grown, matured, and maybe certain things you have forgotten. But there's a saying, when you are young, memory is strong, maturity is less. But when you grow older, maturity is more, but memory is less. But you're quite proficient in both. Now it's the month of May. So till November, 6 months.
Yes, sir.
Will you fight the next election?
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir.
Good. So how are you prepared? Have you met your electorate?
Yes, sir.
met them?
Yes, I keep meeting them on a very.
Before I enter, so I heard that you're going to your constituency tomorrow. Huh?
Yes,
Yes, very good.
True.
You are always constant
I
touch
am
with
in
them.
constant touch with the people. Yes.
In your area, many of the voters are also Karo speaking, no?
Sir, I have a good number of Garo voters, a good number of Bengali too, and some Koch, Rabha, and Hajongs.
I'm told you speak very good Karo language.
Well, I do, sir.
You were brought up in Karo Hills?
I actually grew up in Tura.
Tura.
I did my education in Tura, sir.
Oh,
yes.
that's the advantage, huh?
Yes, that is when my father was working in Tura.
Your father also an officer, MCS,
He was an MCS officer, yes.
So very good. That means you are prepared. You will fight sure.
I am.
I hope. Now I'll ask, what is the response of your people during these changes? Because circumstances happen.
Sir.
I have experienced that. So people react, some favor, some don't. What's the response of the people so far?
You're talking about the changes in the political scenario?
No. Political scenario, and also the people, do they accept these changes?
Sir, it's like this.
For the better.
Well, I can say about my constituency first, then I will come to the other parts of the state. Where my constituency is concerned, it is very personality centric.
Good.
It is not with the party. They go by the person. So now, if a particular person or a leader has done good in his services during the last 4.5 years, and they would go with that person.
Yeah.
I have tried my best, being in the opposition, to do the best and to provide them the best. I have provided them roads, I have provided them bridges, I have provided them school buildings. I have done a lot of good works for the people. And I hope they will return back their favors to me for whatever I have done to them. So that's why the politics within Mawsonram constituency is basically personality centric.
See, in the last election, Congress got the highest number of seats, 21, no?
Yes, sir.
And the NPP got 19.
19.
So they expected the Congress to come into power.
Right.
And many hoped that you would be minister. So you missed that boat.
Yes.
But still you are not, we are not desperate, you are not losing heart.
No, sir, not at all, sir.
From the way you perform the assembly, you perform your duty to the people.
Yeah, in fact, it's a privilege for me to be in the opposition.
Yeah.
By being in the opposition, I learned a lot. And I also could raise my voice for the people.
That's what we call that, the humility of a politician.
Yes,
what means that he has to learn a lot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good to see that character is stick in you.
Yes, sir.
So you have learned a lot, huh?
I did learn a lot, sir, by being in the opposition.
And we heard a lot also through the newspaper.
Yes, you heard a lot.
So I met you personally. From afar I met you. I know your capability all along.
Thank you, sir.
So anyway, hope all the best for you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
And you have got to support your family. I met them.
I know, sir.
Unless the domestic front is very strong.
Yes, very strong, sir.
Your battle outside is weak. All these nice political leaders also, mostly they've got the domestic front.
True.
Except Abraham Lincoln.
Yes.
But he used to say, no? What to do? Home front is like this. If I could tolerate the home front, I could tolerate the public.
Public.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.